What would you do if Amazon offered you a loan amounting to £681,000? Now, in this video today, I'm going to share with you my offer from Amazon for £681,000 and my thoughts about it and the things that I'm going to consider before taking this loan offer, or if I am. Stay tuned. Right, if you don't know who I am, my name is Thomas Parkinson. I've been selling on Amazon now, doing online arbitrage for the last 5 years. Now in the UK, I'm a 7-figure Amazon seller, check this out. And in the USA, I'm a 6-figure Amazon seller, check this out. Now hopefully in the near future, we're going to expand into another marketplace. And if you're interested in learning how I've done it and what I'm doing, do make sure you follow my journey by hitting the subscribe button down below. Now enough about me, what are we going to go through today? Well, first things first, number one, I'll give you a little bit of background on my Amazon journey with Amazon loans. Number two, I'm going to talk about the computation on how to pay Amazon loans. Number three, I'm going to talk about things to consider when taking an Amazon loan. And then finally, number four, I'm going to talk about what my decision was on this Amazon loan offer. So let's get started. First things first, a background of my Amazon journey with Amazon loans. Okay, so let's kind of go back. Look, May 2021, and we're going back over a year now, Amazon offered me a loan amounting to £121,000. I know, great, absolutely happy. Now, I accepted that loan to grow my business, and obviously that was really helpful. As I grew my business, Amazon offered me a new loan amounting to £130,000, and that was like quite soon thereafter. And again, we accepted that Amazon loan offer. Also, so Amazon then turned around and offered another loan offer, which was £250,000. We accepted that as well, took that money. Now, when Q1 2022 came around, Amazon offered another loan, which is $218,000, and we accepted that one. And Amazon have now come back and offered us another loan amounting to $681,000. I know, massive increase. Now, the one thing which I'll say is every time we do take out a new loan, what we do actually do is pay back the old loan with the new loan and get the difference. So obviously we're refinancing the old loans and either getting an increase or a slight decrease, and also as well, we're paying off the loan monthly. So it might be the case that when you get $250,000 loan and then you get $218,000, because of the time difference, we have paid off some, and then the $218,000 will pay off the old loan and we'll have some more money out of it. That makes sense. Now, as you can see, my Amazon UK business, is actually kind of going up, definitely. Right now, over the last 12 months, we've done over, I think about 3.5 million in sales, and we're approaching Q4, and I'm #excited for that time and expecting higher revenues and profits as well. Now, you might be asking if my Amazon business is still doing well and should I take this loan offer? I'll leave you with that thought. Quick question for you. I'm talking about taking this loan offer. £681,000 is a lot of money. You can buy a really nice house or a lot of Bitcoin with that. Let me know if you think you would take the loan offer in the comments down below. Now, I will just put a little bit of a disclaimer. Amazon terms of service under loan offers say you can only use the loan for the business purposes it's designed for, i.e. I can't get buy a house or Bitcoin, unfortunately. But let me know if you would take it to grow your Amazon business in the comments down below. Now, this leads me nicely onto my second chapter, and that is the computation on how to pay Amazon loans. And I think this is something quite important. Okay, so based off my experience of taking, should we say, Amazon loans before, the one thing which I think is really important, it's definitely, should we say, not just paying back the loan, which is what we're talking about, but actually about how you invest that money from the loan to obviously pay it back and turn a profit. Now, this isn't quite simply, and especially when we're talking about larger volumes of cash. I mean, if Amazon are going to turn around tomorrow and offer me $5,000, fantastic, I can just put that in my money and pay it back, no problem. But when you start talking about serious numbers, 6 figures, maybe even up to 7 figures of money, right now we're at $681,000, that's not a small amount of cash. And quite simply, running at about a 10% net margin or 10% interest rate on it, it's going to add up, a lot of cost. That's nearly £70,000 worth of interest. I want to make sure that I'm getting a good ROI on this investment, and a normal business wouldn't be able to absorb that amount of cash, turn it around, make a profit, and obviously pay back the loan and still make a profit as well. So the one thing that I really want to share with you right now is my considerations around how to invest this money and what I'm looking at right now. And hopefully, if you are thinking about taking an Amazon loan of any sizable amount, and obviously this is going to help you consider that as well. Okay, so first things first, remember my Amazon loan offer is pretty much around £700,000. Now that is quite a lot of cash to, should we say, dump into a business. Now, whether it be 700,000 or whether it be however much, you can use the same kind of analogy to kind of do the calculations. So really, what do? Well, I take money and I have sources who then use that money to invest into stock and resell it for a profit. And hopefully we're going to make more profit out of that that covers the cost of the loan, and I can take a nice healthy chunk of cash home as well. So let's go through the calculations now. So let's say, for example, we've got one sourcer. Now, each of my sources, on average, we do pretty well. They spend about £7,000 on stock per week at our criteria. We're generally looking about 20% ROI we're looking at it. Say, for example, they were going to buy stock today. So we spend $7,000 on stock right now. We would expect to get that stock sold and the money from that sale of that stock back in our bank in about 3 months' time. So not only how much we're spending every week, but also how long it takes to turn that money and get it back in our bank. So that's the considerations right now. One VA can find about £7,000 worth of stock, and it's going to take 3 months for that stock to be bought and sold. Now, the one thing which I will say is this is an experienced VA. After about 6 months, we can probably expect them to get there. It's not something that they're going to do within the first 6 months. So experienced team, think about that. Now, if you understand this, and we're talking about 7,000 spend, also as well 12 weeks to turn the money, let's take that 681,000 loan offer and divide it by the 12 weeks. Now, quite simply, that is going to give me every week over 12 weeks, we've got to be spending about 56,700 on stock per week. That is a good consideration for you to think about. So it takes me 12 weeks to turn the money. If I need to do that, how much do I need to spend per week just to keep turning that money? So about 56,000. Now, if we take the 56,000, and we're spending 7,000 VAs, or 7,000 per VA per week, how many VAs are we going to need? And this is sourcing VAs, by the way, to find deals to spend that money. Well, quite simply, 56,700 divided by 7,000 is going to eat roughly 8 sourcing VAs. So that's how many sourcing VAs I'm going to need to hire, train, and have experience to fully invest this cash. Now, the other thing is it isn't just about hiring sourcing VAs. Someone's got to buy the deals that the sourcing VAs are doing, manage them, and also do the analysis as well. So quite simply, I have a ratio within my business, which is 5 sourcing VAs per purchasing manager or purchaser, should we say. So remember, we're looking at 8, so I probably need at least 2 purchasers to manage the deals from the 8 of them and to support them. So that's a consideration as well. Now, if we think about that 681,000 and we divide it by the 3 months, that means we're going to be spending £227,000 per month. That's a lot of cash. Now, also, if you think about the business model, we buy something for 10 and we sell it for 20. Very simple. So 227,000 per month, and we're going to buy it for 10, sell it for 20. So that means we're going to double. So quite simply, we'll be looking at having £454,000 in revenue per month, or do that times by 12, it's about 5.5 million in sales per year, which kind of gives you an idea of how much this can really affect your revenue. Now, the one thing I will add, it does take a while to ramp up that, at least 3 months if I have 8 fully trained sources straight away. Now, the net result of this is what? Well, 5.5 million per year. Remember, that's the sales. And let's say, for example, right now, a lot of people talk about 10% margins, 15, 20% margins. You know what? I think that's nice to have. But what we've generally seen is you grow higher, your margins drop. So let's go for 5% net margins, and we're including the cost of the loan in that as well. So if we're doing 5% net margins, 5.5 million in sales divided by 5% net margins, that's going to give us £275,000 net profit. And we're also assuming that the cost of the loan, 12.99, that's what Amazon are offering us, or £88,000 in cost, is already factored into that 5% net margin. And that's also taking into account all the VAs, the purchasing managers, and all the other operations that we're going to have, including prep and everything. That's a consideration for you to think about. Now, for you, or for me, is to say, that's how much money I might be making in 1 year after all costs. And hey, I don't really mind making £250,000 in extra net profit per year. Buy a really nice car for that, or a nice holiday. Okay, so today I'm talking about Amazon loans. Now, look, you might be getting an Amazon loan offer already, or might have one coming in soon. Now, the big question we're asking, and the whole presentation I've just given you and talked about, is quite simply is loans are amazing, but if you cannot invest that money into stock, turn it and make a profit, then that money is just going to cost you money in interest because it's going to be sat in your bank, not turning into profit. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, quite simply, at a very fundamental level, it means that we need deals, leads. We need to be buying more stock with the money we got from the loan, investing it, turning it, making a profit. Now, how do you do that if you're struggling and maybe you haven't got an army of VAs like myself? Well, quite simply, what I'd really recommend is check out FastTrackFBA Leads. This is a service I created whereby we have a team of sources in the UK and a team in the USA. And quite simply, we are looking for all the deals on the different arbitrage, all the suppliers, and we put them all onto our website, our application. Now, you can come in, you can buy tokens and access every single one of these deals, seeing all the details about the deals. Now, we do hide the Amazon ASIN and supplier URL. When you find a product that you like, and again, you get to see everything. We don't tell you which ones you've got to buy. Only when you find a deal that you like, you exchange the tokens, unlock the information, get the supplier URL, buy low, and get the Amazon ASIN Jason as well, resell high on Amazon for a profit, and obviously rinse and repeat, turning that Amazon loan offer into stock, which you can then resell for a profit on the Amazon marketplace. If you are interested and want to learn more, do check out FastTrackFBA leads down below. Trust me, game changing. It puts you back in control, and I think you're going to love it. And it's going to help you scale your Amazon business. FastTrackFBA leads. Right, this leads me nicely onto my third chapter, and this is really things to consider when taking an Amazon loan. Always remember that taking a loan means you need to scale up or increase every aspect of your business, such as purchasing, which might mean you need to, should we say, buy more staff or get more staff, should we say, and also everything your business needs to scale up. So these are a couple of things you really want to consider before you take an Amazon loan and have a think about. So let's go through them now. First things first, number one is number of deals. Now, before you can accept a big loan or any loan, ask yourself, can I find enough deals to buy with this borrowed money? Always remember that taking a loan means you are now leveraging capital to increase and invest in stock, and obviously to grow your revenue, and obviously pay back the debt, and obviously turn a profit yourself. Now, with this in mind, it is super important to understand or to be mindful that you need to be able to find enough deals, because if you can't, then the Amazon loan is going to cost you more money than you're making in profit. Now, if that money sits in the bank, it's just going to cause you a net loss because the interest is going to be building up. Also, as well, it can mean you're in big debt because obviously you're now having to pay back the loan and the interest with money you haven't been able to make into a profit. So do make sure you've got enough deals, products to invest that money in. That's super important. Check out FastTrackFBA leads. Now, the second one is, do you have enough time? Scaling your business means you need to work, on your business, spending more time and effort in, say, developing and growing that business. Now, what does this mean? Well, it might mean for you finding more deals. It might mean for you've got VAs or lead services, and now you need to purchase more deals. And it might mean for you now that more admin tasks, because you've got to monitor the stock, get some more shipments, updating the Seller Central catalog, dealing with problems, maybe even chasing up suppliers. And maybe it means for you even now actually having to prep more. If you're prepping yourself, that is a consideration. Now, in my business, I have people like purchasing managers and assistant purchasing managers who can take over when we increase purchases. I've also got admin VAs who support that. Then they're supporting everything from monitoring shipments, working with suppliers, working with my bank, and also working with overdue stocks in Amazon Seller Central. We have these shipment processes in place, along with prep centers as well, that can scale up with our business. Now, the third thing to consider for you, I just mentioned it, can your warehouse actually deal with the volume increase? Now, if you're using a prep center before you ship to Amazon for the Amazon FBA business, you should think, can they actually cater for the large quantity units, pick, pack, and deliver to Amazon fulfillment centers? Now, no matter how prepared you are, if your prep center is not prepared, chances are you're just going to fail. Why? Stock's going to get stuck there. It's not going to get shipped into Amazon on time, and as a result, your calculation is going to be completely off, and that loan is now going to start costing you money because your stock you invested it in is no longer in Amazon getting sales. Now, in my Amazon business, we are talking with our prep center all the time, and especially when we're looking at £681,000, can you actually handle that volume? And they are looking at starting up because that is a significant increase, and it takes time for it to happen. So do talk to your prep center. Now, this leads me nicely on to my fourth chapter. Did I accept the offer? Great question. And to answer your question, we still don't know. This is a serious amount of cash. I've just done the calculation. You're looking 8 sourcing VAs, 2 purchasing managers. You're probably going to need at least another admin VA on top of that to do it all, turn it, and it's a lot of stock. And by the way, we're not talking about I can just hire them tomorrow. They're going to be all guns blazing, firing. It takes 3 months to at least, if not 6, to get that team where it needs to be. It's a big, big investment. Now, don't get me wrong. I do like Amazon loans. I love growing my Amazon business. This is a serious and significant amount of cash. It's going to take some serious investment into my business. I'm weighing it up, and hey, even if I turn a small profit off it, but I can grow the business with this money, that might be an advantageous thing. So I do need to take a lot of consideration into account when making this decision. So right now, I don't know the answer. Watch this space. Now, what I will say is that Amazon loans, or taking an Amazon loan, is a huge step in growing your Amazon business and obviously taking on more risk as well. Now, growing an Amazon business means you need to also have good cash flow, and without good cash flow, you are going to have problems. Now, what I will do is leave a video around here of how I manage my cash flow within my Amazon business, and this uses the exact sheet that I use every single week in managing my business. And if I take this Amazon loan, I will also use this sheet as well to manage it. It's game changing. We use it every week. Check out that video. Now, hopefully you liked this video. Give me a thumbs up if you have, and hey, if you want to see more, do hit the subscribe button down below. But for myself, Thomas Parkinson and FastTrackFBA, thank you very much.